June 14th, the birthday of the United States Army. On this date in 1775, the Second Continental Congress passed a resolution creating the first armed force for the national government, called the United Colonies or United States. Richard Henry Lee of Virginia had proposed this idea of a national army to the First Continental Congress a year earlier in 1774, but the idea was rejected. State militias were considered adequate. A year later, as tensions with England increased, Lee resurrected the idea at the Second Continental Congress, and it was passed. A Continental Army was born. Implementation of this resolution led to the creation of 10 rifle companies, or what was considered light infantry. 6 of the companies were from Pennsylvania, 2 from Maryland, and 2 from Virginia. The Continental Congress also incorporated into this new Continental Army approximately 22,000 state militia troops from the New England area already assembled at Cambridge, Massachusetts, near Boston. Congress also included roughly 5,000 troops from New York. A day later, on June 15th, the Continental Congress unanimously selected George Washington of Virginia as the new Army's commander-in-chief. 2 days later, on June 16th, the Continental Congress created the first 4 specialized units of the American military. They were the Adjutant General's Corps, the Corps of Engineers, the Finance Corps, and the Quartermaster Corps. Later, in 1775 and 1776, the Congress would create other specialized units such as field artillery and cavalry. Some of this nucleus for the Army was created more than 1 year before independence from England was declared. From the first shots at Lexington until the final siege at Yorktown, these colonial soldiers fought for a cause and country which has been successfully defended by 8 subsequent generations. For many, this new Continental Army, along with its fellow patriots in the state militias, became the primary symbol of the new nation's existence. Since then, this nation's army has been the symbol of freedom and a beacon of hope for millions at home and abroad. From River Raisin to New Orleans in the War of 1812, from Palo Alto to Molino del Rey in the Mexican-American War, at places like Shiloh and Gettysburg in the Civil War, and places like Siboney and San Juan Hill in the Spanish-American War. This army has witnessed the horrors of trench warfare at the Somme and Marne during World War I, stormed the bloody stained beaches of Normandy, and brought freedom to millions in Europe in World War II. It has survived the brutally harsh winters of Valley Forge, the Ardennes Forest, and Korea, withstood the torrid heat of the Philippines and Afghanistan, as well as the rain-soaked rice paddies of Vietnam and the bone-dry deserts of Kuwait. In all of this, the United States Army just keeps marching along for the cause of freedom and for the defense of America. But of course, it all began with those first veterans of 1775 who created the United States and planted the tree of American liberty.